Welcome back to Meaning in Christ Today. We're diving into a Gnostic Christian text that offers a very different perspective on a cornerstone of the faith, the resurrection. This text is called the Treatise on the Resurrection, and it challenges us to think about resurrection in a whole new way. Discovered in 1945 as part of the Nag Hammadi Library, the Treatise on the Resurrection is a mystical letter that redefines resurrection, not as a physical event, but as a spiritual awakening available to us right now. The Treatise on the Resurrection is a short letter addressed to someone named Reginos, to explain the Gnostic understanding of resurrection and encourage spiritual growth. But don't expect it to talk about bodily resurrection. Instead, it describes resurrection as a profound inner transformation. Resurrection, according to this text, isn't about the future. It's about the present. It's a process of awakening your soul, transcending ignorance, and reconnecting with the divine. In the Treatise on the Resurrection isn't a physical event. Instead, it's a spiritual reality, a moment of profound enlightenment where we come to know our true divine nature. The text tells us, do not think that the resurrection is an illusion. It is truth that stands firm. This emphasizes that resurrection is a real, transformative experience. It just happens within us, not to our bodies. So how do we experience resurrection? Through gnosis, a deep, personal knowledge of the divine. According to Gnostic thought, each of us carries a divine spark, a fragment of God within us. Resurrection is the process of awakening that spark. When we realize that we are more than the material world, that we belong to the divine, we transcend fear, including the fear of death, and embrace our eternal nature. This text explicitly rejects the idea of a bodily resurrection, which is a cornerstone of Orthodox Christian theology. Instead, it focuses on the soul's resurrection, which happens when we awaken to spiritual knowledge. This idea challenges the traditional view found in Paul's letters, where resurrection is seen as both physical and spiritual. For the author of the Treatise on the Resurrection, the body is part of the material world, a world that must ultimately be left behind. The letter to Reginos isn't just a theological argument, it's a message of hope and encouragement. The author reassures Reginos that resurrection is not a distant promise, it's a present reality. The text reminds us that resurrection brings freedom from fear. It's about embracing the eternal and understanding that death is an illusion. Like many Gnostic texts, the Treatise on the Resurrection was declared heretical by early church leaders. Its emphasis on spiritual resurrection and rejection of bodily resurrection clashed with the teachings of the early church. Many Gnostic texts were destroyed, but the discovery of the Nag Hammadi Library preserved this one, giving us a glimpse into the diversity of early Christian thought. Whether or not we agree with its theology, the Treatise on the Resurrection invites us to reflect on the nature of resurrection and what it means to us today. Is resurrection something that happens after death, or is it a spiritual transformation we can experience here and now? What do you think? Is resurrection a physical miracle, or is it a metaphor for spiritual enlightenment? If you found this video meaningful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And be sure to check out my other videos. For those interested in diving deeper into topics like these, check out the link in the description, where you will find ebooks that explore these subjects in more detail and help support the channel. Thank you for watching, and I will see you next time as we continue exploring the intersections of faith and history.